What's next? I think it might be a good idea if all of us grow a small garden, whether it be herbs or plants that, like peppers and squash and zucchinis. Corn takes up, well, corn grows fast. Just grow a few plants, things that not so much for beauty, but for subsistence. I'm not saying that we will need to fend for ourselves the next few months, but it'd be good if we just started growing a few plants just in case we are cut off from fresh fruits and vegetables, although the likelihood of that is very small. It's good to be prepared. Also, I think plants are good for the soul, so if we plant a few seeds from some vegetables that we enjoy, that'd be good. I mean, herbs are always easy to grow, and they're good to have fresh herbs rather than the dried ones we have. And it's a good practice. Having a small garden is always a good practice. I mean, for me, the past few years, when I grew a small garden, it was more to feed the wild animals, the rabbits and the chipmunks, which is frustrating, but it's always good to give back, I guess. And I know personally that growing plants doesn't require too much effort. A couple of minutes a day is usually all they take. Besides fighting off the wild animals who try to consume your stuff, for the most part, picking weeds and looking at the insects, taking the insects off your plants, or spraying a soapy water solution actually works pretty well. There's a lot of things we could do not using pesticides, especially if you have a small garden. Having a bigger garden is more complicated. Having a small garden, especially a little garden in your house, like an herb garden, you can actually grow from a windowsill. You can grow from a balcony. And it's just good to have. I personally like oregano and rosemary, and those are pretty easy to grow. My wife likes to grow thyme, and thyme, nothing bothers thyme. And my wife also likes to grow red peppers, Thai hot peppers, and nothing bothers those. So if you kind of put the hot peppers and the thyme with the tomato plants, mixing with the other plants, might be a successful year. And it's at least something to try, because the one thing about growing your own plants is if you fail, there's a good chance someone else succeeded with it nearby. Because in my neighborhood, tomatoes go crazy, and I had a great bumper crop of tomatoes, and my neighbor had a bad attack by something. I don't know what would eat tomato plants, because tomato plants are toxic. The plants themselves, not the tomatoes themselves, and something just destroyed her tomato plants. So she was growing zucchini, and all my zucchini got this moldy white mildew-like thing. I don't know what it was, but it killed my zucchini and my squash. It went from the zucchini to the squash to the cucumbers, killed them all. My tomatoes went crazy, so I traded zucchinis and cucumbers for tomatoes. And honestly, she was felt bad because I would give so many more tomatoes than she was giving zucchinis and cucumbers. But honestly, I just wanted to get rid of them. I wanted to be used. And I told her that if, it doesn't matter to me if you give them to other people, because I don't want them to rot. Because I think that's the one thing, is when you were growing your own plants and you have these beautiful vegetables and you can't use them enough and they rot, of all things, accidentally killing them is bad. But the ones that do survive and they can't eat their fruits and they rot, that's just terrible. That's just disgusting in my opinion, but that's me, because I have weird morals that don't make any sense to anyone else but me. So just do what you think is best right now. Maybe grow a couple of small plants. It can't hurt. I mean, All you need is soil and a few seeds and just some time and you're all set. Just don't overwater them. That's one of the things with plants. If you overwater them, you'll get other problems. What's next?